Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. And today we are doing a lovely, juicy reading on what is your blind spot with this person, in this situation, in this relationship, whatever it is. Hopefully we can try to find some answers for you in this reading. So we've got 3 piles, pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. I will put the picture up so you can meditate, be drawn to your pile or multiple piles, and I will see you at your reading. Okay, so pile number 1, what is your blind spot here in this situation? Okay, so you are actually an incredibly adaptive person and you have a lot of skill sets that you can play with, like dig deep and reacquaint yourself with, tap into, shift, change, invest in. But whatever situation that you're going through here, I feel like it's calling for you to be independent. Something here could have happened where you feel like you need to grieve the situation or let go of the situation, but it's like really, really highly emotional. And it's keeping you like stuck. And I do feel like there's a lot of shame or a lot of guilt here in this situation because it's rocking you in an ego space. And your ego is highly attached to some kind of energy here that you've been in for a really, really long time. Like there's definitely strong rooted energy where it's like you've been over relying on like a particular skill set or a particular point of view or a particular position. Because for a lot of you, I think that you are leaders. People look up to you. Maybe they always think that you have the answer. And again, it's because you've been using this like really strong perspective or skill set or something like that. Now, for others of you, this could potentially even be a marriage where you've been in a marriage here for a long time, but you've started to realize that there's something that you didn't see before. There's something toxic and you need to make a choice to like evolve out of this, but you're afraid to go independent because I think you could be a little bit scared of this person. And maybe for some of you, this is like a boss, you know, or something here. But whatever this is, it's like you don't feel like you're a match for it. You're intimidated by this because it's a new place. And what Spirit is wanting to show you is that actually this is a part of your journey and this is a chance for you to grow and evolve and get acquainted with other skills that you actually do have at your ability to tap into, to grow and to develop. For a lot of you, this actually has to do with your speech. Like you may doubt your ability to be a powerful speaker or to say the things that you actually need to say in order to change a situation or to say it in a way that packs the punch that you need it to say. And it's because you feel weakened here by this situation. And the reason you feel that way is because you're overly identified. Your ego thinks that you are this person and only this person. I think this is actually a calling to get into beginner's mindset. And I keep getting drawn to this image of a tree. And, you know, trees when they're young, they're like more flexible and they blow in the wind. And even like the strongest tree, to a certain degree, it has a little give to it so that when storms blow through, it can actually blow in the wind, because without that, the tree would fall over. It would be too brittle. But also, storms actually help trees to push their roots further in. So I think whatever here that has been destroyed on the surface of things, it makes you feel like it's actually weakening your position, or it's not contributing to your strength, but it's because you actually don't know what your actual strength is. And I'm seeing this like golden orb here, and I'm hearing, oh, I wonder, do I, what's in a wonder ball? Like, I always get that here with this card because there's something here that you think is the value. It's something that you've built. It's like the fruits of your labor, and you're really, really identified with it in your ego. You're like, because I have this golden ball, I am worthwhile, or I am strong, or I am respectable, like whatever it is that you're telling yourself here in this space. Because I'm married, I am established, and I am somebody who can be looked up to. And it's really just like it's a third variable. It's a third mitigating variable to your self-esteem, and you don't need it. And it's actually stronger for you to connect with the place inside of you that is actually where your strength comes from. And so I'm seeing you open this golden ball and realize that it's you, and it's your skills, and it's your personality, and it's your heart, and it's your tenacity, and it's your grit, and it's your ability to grow and shift and adapt no matter what circumstances you're thrown into. That is actually your strength. That is actually where your strength comes from. Because just trying to keep these external, like if you try to mitigate your life and you're like, I'm worthwhile because I have a house in this zip code, and I have, all these external things around me, right? So I cut a certain image, and therefore people respect me and treat me a certain way. All of that is highly, highly unstable, right? This is the central tenet of spirituality. So I think this is also a calling to your own spirituality, to your own journey of healing. And so, yeah, I just feel like you're learning what's like actually important, and you're connecting to the real genuine strength inside of you. You're connecting with your overall spiritual journey and experience, because you actually pack quite a punch here. This is like very, very strong energy, but I feel like you're not like, you're in this energy where you're pulled back and you're self-protective, like over your chest, and you're like maybe scared to make a move or scared to have a conversation because you're seeing this devil energy. And maybe it's kind of like shocking here, and you're bridling yourself with this energy, maybe because you want some kind of quick result, and because you're so rooted in this ego energy of like you want things to be the same way that it always has been. You don't want to have to grow or shift or change. Then you're very prone to actually taking an offer from a devil type figure, whether it's signing a contract you really shouldn't, taking a step that you shouldn't, because instead of taking the long way, the right way, right, the straight and narrow, instead of taking that path where you would actually have to learn new skills or tap into other skill sets other than the overused muscles that you're used to relying on, then you're very prone to stepping in it. You're really prone to stepping in it, trusting the wrong people, being blinded by just wanting the relief of keeping things the same, that you settle for less than you're worth, or you get yourself involved with negative people or negative contracts or negative situations. You're really, really prone to this right now. And so it might make you promises that it's going to be the answer and that it's going to give you the relief being the self-esteem that you need, that you feel like you need, that hit off the cigarette, in order to make things better. But it's a lie. It's all just a lie. So like roll with the punches, allow your roots to be strengthened, like tap into a different muscle that hasn't been used here in a while. And this is about like more longer term results. Now, the other thing here as well is you do kind of need to get out of an emotional space with this, but not because I told you so, not just like, okay, so Jess says that I need to get out of this emotional space because it's really holding me back. And therefore you're just deciding, like you're just making a decision to like step out of your emotional space. That's not how you really deal with emotions. You need to grieve this here. So yes, you need to move away from your emotional space, but you need to do it the right way. And that actually means feeling your emotions and sitting with your emotions and going through a grieving process, going through all your stages, denial, anger, bargaining, until you finally work your way back to that actual acceptance. That's actually neutralizing your emotions in this space, because they're what's lying to you. And this could be flaring up some kind of an old wound where you don't think you're good enough or you don't think you're capable enough. But I have to tell you, pile number one, you are stupid capable. Stupid capable. like just so strong. This is like this hidden potential within you. And I really feel like your guides are trying to get you to tap into this energy, not just for your outcome in this life. That's the short game. That's this devil energy. Okay. And I do just want to mention this because I am a person who, I grew up very Christian, and Christianity, at least most versions, it's like you live this one single life, it's one and done. Well, there's really, that does not actually lead to a growth-oriented mindset, because you think you just have to buckle down for, however many decades you're here on this planet, and you want to kind of like reach the end goal and have this certain like status, something that you can be proud of. And I hung on to this, like no matter what, but actually like, and I'm not forcing your beliefs, because I don't want to do that. But I'm saying, like, for me, actually digging around in spirituality and coming to this understanding of like, no, I've definitely lived here before. I've done past life regressions, and I know that like within my own self now, like that this is a multiple lifetime thing. You will keep coming back here. We'll keep growing and evolving. It gives me the courage to actually end cycles in my life. And I've made so much progress in this lifetime that I'm really proud of. I've made a lot of courageous moves, very bold moves that a lot of people around me have not understood. I've been so blessed. I feel like I just walk with God, and like there's something that happens when we go the route that we're meant to go, where life just really rises up to meet you. And it supports you if you're learning your lessons, if you're not shying away from it, if you're not trying to like button down the hatches and really resist. And that's in your emotional space too. Like if you're resisting emotions and you're like, no, I don't really want to do this, you'll notice your body is really like tight. So just try to breathe, try to relax your muscles, and the emotion should flare up then. And that's okay. And just keep breathing through it. That's you processing your emotion, just allowing yourself to fully feel the emotion. Okay, I'm scared. Okay, I feel weak. Okay, I feel impotent. Okay. But getting real, it's like you have to admit that you have a problem, like getting real about how you actually feel instead of trying to deny the reality of your feelings, but also what's going on in your life. That's never a place of strength. And you're going to mess up if you take actions based on that false reality. Does that make sense? So come to the truth of it. Come to the acceptance of it. And from there, make your decisions. Because I think that this is actually an invitation to find out that you are a force to be reckoned with, and to shift your viewpoint of this isn't what makes you strong. What makes you strong is what's on the inside, and your guides are really trying to bring that out on the outside, translate it into your speech, your movement, your skill sets, how it is that you talk, adapting you. And you may come out of this on the other side in a different, more glorious place than you could have ever realized. But with the Knight of Pentacles here and the Eight of Cups, it's like it's a journey. You've got to move. You've got to move towards this. And I'm hearing you've got to trust yourself. And you do have to walk away from the emotionality of it, because there could be some kind of guilt that's like keeping you stuck here in this devil, like with this devil, whatever it is. And it's not healthy. Like it might masquerade as healthy or honorable, or the way to go, but it's really just a string. You're really just a puppet on a string. And yeah, so that's what I have for you guys, pile number one. I hope that made sense. This is all about adaptation. That's your blind spot. This is your soul. This is your guides. Like I'm hearing this couldn't go on anymore, because you're lying to yourself. You're not dealing in reality, and you have a false image of yourself, and you think you're weak, and you're like so strong. And I feel like you're a person who's meant to be a force to be reckoned with. And I'm hearing game changer. You are a person who's meant to stand strong and go in there and say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done, and to be able to do that when called upon. I'm hearing that in no uncertain terms. You are to be able to do that when called upon. So let's get with it. You've got like this strength that you can really tap into. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number one. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. pile number 2, what is your blind spot here in this situation? Okay, so I'm hearing there's power in the release of it, and your power is hidden in the release of it. So I really think for a lot of you here, you are dealing with an addiction of some kind. Now, it's my personal opinion that we all have addictions, because addiction is really a sign that you're trying to cope with something in your life. So you could be addicted to coffee, you could be addicted to alcohol, drugs, sugar, you could be addicted to like relationships, you could be addicted to sex, you could be addicted to whatever it is. Like, it's addiction is more about the way that you use something here. And I feel like there's something that you use pretty ritualistically, and whatever this is, it's actually holding you back. And I feel like you tell yourself that maybe it's a choice for you to do this, and I feel like whatever it is, it's like you're really doing this in order to gain in the material world, and it's really keeping you bound. And so the lens that you need to shift to is looking at this through power. You're giving a lot of your power away to whatever this is. And you're really resisting changing here. And whatever this is as well, it's actually blocking your gifts, your blessings, your intuition. For some of you, it could be blocking like your soulmate, like your true soulmate energy from coming into your life. In some way, shape, or form, it has this effect. And it could be because you do feel powerless in this situation, and you feel like kept under the thumb of something here. And there's a lot of negative thought patterns that are all kind of like congealing here around this. And with the Sun in Sagittarius energy, this is reminding me of that Gandanta point. We talk about this a lot. For those of you who are new, a Gandanta point, there's 3 of them in the zodiac. They are notoriously difficult points. And this one, it's you're shifting into Mula energy, which is like an extreme reversal in fortune. And I feel like you're fearing what that would be, because there's a negative coping here, like with whatever this addiction is. And you're telling yourself you need this in order to like level up here in the material world. In reality, it's causing an extreme reversal in your fortune because you're blocking your blessings this way. And actually, if you confront this addiction head on and you take your power back in this space, it's actually going to, yes, a lot will be destroyed. It's true, but it's whatever it is, it's blockages. It's damming up. It's damming up your blessings. And for a lot of you, maybe this is, I do feel like there could potentially be a connection to pile number 1. And I feel like it could be a relationship here. And this relationship, I mean, look at this imagery, right? The Lovers and the Devil card, there's such mirrored imagery, but these people are shackled and chained to this lower nature, this beast nature. And then Sagittarius, you've got the beast becoming man. And then in the Lovers card, of course, you have this like very divine kind of an influence. And here we've got Purnavisu. So this is like a bright, beautiful new day. Purnavisu also can feel very like it's an image of a man buried up to his neck. So you're kind of making choices that keep you bound in this energy, maybe because you feel like there's some kind of teamwork or collaboration here in this space. But Spirit is saying you need to be collaborating with us. And whatever this is, I think it really is blocking your heart, blocking your intuition, blocking your emotions. So you're not in touch with the messengers of Spirit, because those are all messengers of Spirit that let you know whether or not you're on the right track. And I'm really seeing, like, once this happens, this Wheel of Fortune, which is it's divine influence here. So this extreme reversal is it's positive if you make these changes, right? Like there's a positive, high vibrational edge to this. And I'm seeing this like roll over here and like squish this devil and reverse this situation where you just feel like you can never win. You may even think that somebody here has power over you. And it could be a person that, I don't know, it's like they've done it through guile, or you think whatever this is like has power over you, and it seems like it should be smaller than you. But, really it's actually through cunning or through guile or just through a dependency. Like it's actually made itself very dangerous for you here in your life. And you have the power to overcome this. You do. And you need to start looking at it through the lens of taking your power back, because I like to call the Four of Pentacles my Emperor wannabe card. He thinks he's the Emperor and he's really just pretending. And we all have Emperor energy regardless of our gender. So, it's like you think you're in control of this, but it's really in control of you. And it's actually having it's having more of a drastic effect on you and on your life than it would seem. So you may have to start completely over here, but it's this is a divine storm. And, there's also Ardra energy coming in. That's the energy of destruction, but it's also like its symbols are the teardrop and the gem. So it's like the teardrop, whatever pain comes from this. I'm hearing exercising your demons. Like it actually solidifies, it makes you into a gem here as well. Yeah. Um, So, oh my gosh. Okay, this is reminding me. I had like a dream the other night, and it was such a strange dream, and it's coming back to me now because of the look in this man's eyes. So, in the dream, I saw a being. It was like a person. And it was nondescript, but it was a person, and they were kind of like standing up on like a stone pedestal, kind of like in the Disney movie, the cartoon Mulan, where they go out to the place where all their ancestors and they have their guardians like up on the stones. So it was like up on a stone, kind of like that. And then beneath the stone was this like very strong, like beast-like creature, and it had this look like a very it had like piercing blue eyes, and it was very steely kind of like look in it, and it looked almost like a fluffy alligator like in its head, but it definitely had like a bigger, more robust body that I just couldn't see. And I was looking like directly at it, and then it noticed that I could see it, and nobody has been able to see it before. That was like very obvious. It was very surprised that I was even aware that it was there. So it was, even though it was like clearly, formidable, it didn't look mean or nasty or ugly in any way. Like I just walked right up to it, and I sat down, and I was just started asking. I was like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, why are you so mad?" And so it just started talking to me. Like it wasn't scary or anything. And it said, "Well, somebody told me that I was ugly. Somebody told me that I was worthless. Somebody told me that I was never going to amount to anything, that I was never going to make it." And so I just am like this now. Like I'm just I don't feel like loved. And I was like, well, I think you're beautiful, because I really did. Like it was like really beautiful, and it was like very formidable. And I was like, I just don't think that person could see you very clearly at all. I don't think they knew like what you are. And I think that's actually like a really good thing. And immediately like its demeanor started to shift and change, and it like got really happy, and it opened its mouth, and it was kind of turned into like almost puppy doggish, and like it was letting me pet it, and like the energy just kind of like shifted and actually even moved from its spot. And like and I just felt like I had made a friend for life, like that we were always gonna like kind of stick together and everything. And it was actually really cute, and I couldn't believe that somebody would have told that being just because it was different or something. But you could see like the steely determination like in its eyes, and it was almost like to succeed in the material world, or to be like, well, I guess I'm not going to be lovable, or I guess I'm too ugly for anyone to care about, so I guess I'm just going to make it in the material world. And it was just this like dead set, like, I guess I'm just going to be like the biggest and the baddest. And there may be some kind of energy here where it's like, so you've decided that you're going to be something, whatever that is, like in the material world, because somebody told you that you weren't good enough, like, or that you weren't measuring up, or, in some kind of way, and you've really internalized that. And it's time for this energy to shift. It's time for you to actually look at that beast, because it's not ugly. Somebody just, they could see the power and the beauty in it, and they wanted to, I don't know, maybe they had their own problems that they were projecting out onto you. And it's time to actually work with that energy. And I'm hearing that's your strength, that's your power. The part of you that was told that it wasn't good enough, connecting with that is actually the energy that you need, the beast becoming man. But in order to do that, it's like you have to locate your inner beast, and a lot of you have neglected it. You have been afraid to that's your blind spot. That's your blind spot, like the inner beast, and the power of it, and the purity of it, and the you-ness of it, and the rawness of it, and connecting with that, because I feel like that's actually a deficit that you are making up with, like with some kind of whatever this ritual is. Again, like whatever, this could even, like I said, it could be sugar, it could be coffee. We all have different like reactions to things. I know that's like a holy ritual, people's caffeine situation. I'm not trying to rattle your cage, but yeah, I just feel like it's getting in touch with that beast energy and realizing in that it's actually beautiful, it's powerful, and that it has the strength that you need in order to overcome this. And I feel like once you start engaging in this space, because I'm hearing you may need to like seek out some kind of help or guidance or leadership in order to overcome whatever this addiction is, whether it's a dietitian or going to a rehab center or something. But you are going to feel this divine help and guidance, and to make sure that you're connecting with that inner beast, and that you're readjusting your thoughts around it, that it's not ugly, and that it's beautiful, and that it's actually your power. And you having dismantled that space does you no good. It does you no good. Embody it. It's beautiful. I feel like it's honestly beautiful, and it's something that's going to change your fortune, and it's going to maybe have you be visible, and it's also going to, that's maybe the place where you channel from, actually, pile number 2, in terms of getting that gut that gut visceral, I'm supposed to go, yes, I'm supposed to go in this way, that confidence of like, yes, this is the path for me, this is the partner for me, this is the life for me, this is like, that's that your own energy, you know. And for some of you, I'm hearing you've been brought to the tarot and you've been brought to certain readers in order to guide you while you're getting this part of yourself up and running. And then there's even power in the release of this space, like once you kind of like have it up and running and you know that you can lean full bore into that side of yourself. This is actually beautiful, and you are very powerful, very strong people, and it's beautiful. It's so good. Pile number 2. I can't wait for you to connect with this and then smush anybody that's been like picking on you. Anyways, that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 2. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. Wow. Okay. So, pile number 3, what is your blind spot here in this situation? Okay. So, this is going to sound like I'm being totally dramatic, pile 3, but this is what these cards say. Okay. So, you are really, 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 really good people. Okay. Like best of the best, creme de la creme. You have a wealth of good character, and spirit honors this. Spirit sees this. Spirit recognizes this. And I feel like you've been having a bit of a rough time. So, there could have been potentially one like majorly difficult time, maybe in terms of work and a job situation. There's something here that left you feeling underconfident, low self-esteem, self-protective, maybe like you're not good enough, and it has to do with like the earthly realm. Another possibility here is that you've just gone through this prolonged period of time where things have felt really stagnant, you know, in terms of your pentacle space. Like you've been putting a lot of time, energy, and effort into growing things here in the material realm. And this has been your focus. This has been your goal. And it feels a little lackluster to you. It's not really as rewarding as you hoped it would be. You're not seeing the kind of results as you hoped that you would. And your blind spot here in this situation is that you are not being punished and you are not doing anything wrong, okay? Spirit is actually trying to hand you a higher cup here, and I feel like it's taking the form of like a very Saturnian influence, being very restrictive, especially in like a Taurian space. Taurus ruling over, you know, the Garden of Eden and this kind of like abundance, especially earthly abundance, you know, maybe in terms of money or luxuries, you know, things like that. So there's a restriction in this space for you in order to encourage you. It's the forces of the Maya that are actually trying to encourage you to start fully and completely and taking it damn serious, making that final turn towards the spiritual path and really devoting yourself fully to the spiritual path. This is not an easy turn. This is not an overnight turn. You're not to just, wander off into a cave. Like, that's not what Spirit is trying to say, but Spirit's putting some force on you in just the right areas and in just the right amount in order to really get you to turn your focus and start purging yourself of like the egoistic desires, the lower natures, the selfish kind of like aims. So it's not that you can't build here in the earthly kind of space. It's not that you're never going to build assets or you're going to put all this effort in and you're not going to get the same results as other people because Spirit's trying to make you a spiritual person. That's not really it. I actually think you can be very successful here in the earthly realm. Spirit is trying to shift your goal, okay? Shift your focus and to actually connect you here with this heart space and to allow yourself to more and more over time be more fully and more completely and more totally in alignment when being led by the joys and the intent of service to others and serving the world and some kind of like higher nature and principles more and more fully, not lying to yourself and saying, okay, now I'm fully enlightened and I'm completely altruistic and I actually don't want to be successful in my career. It's a lie, And I feel like I don't really need to explain this here to this pile. It's nothing fake. It's nothing performative. It's not like as simple as just, telling your mind that it made a decision. This is fully and completely getting you to see that it's hollow to kind of like build here. And that's what's not satisfying for you, because I feel like you are looking to feel jazzed up. You're looking to feel passionate and to connect with that dharmic space, feeling like you're on a mission, feeling like you have a skill set that is valued and can be of service. And you do have all of these things, but you connecting with that dharmic energy is you connecting with service. And I feel like it's a bit of the cart and the horse, because you kind of think, and I'm picturing Maslow's pyramid, and this is earthly way of thinking where, you have to get all of your base needs, your deficiency needs, your safety, security needs, and all met before you can self-actualize. And I actually feel like here with this group, I don't actually think that you're doing too bad on an earthly realm. I really don't. I do think that things are actually stable, certainly enough for you to self-actualize. I just feel like maybe you've been trying to create a surplus or an abundance in order to be able to go your own way or in your own direction or finally be able to break out of your shell. And Spirit is saying you need to start trusting us, like connecting more and more with being motivated by being of service to other people. Is actually what's going to connect you to your freak flag energy. I think like something that makes you different, which is going to make you stand out. It's going to make you come out of your shell. And that from that place you will build here on the earth. But I feel like you're building maybe in groups. Maybe you don't like, I don't know, it's something like maybe you don't have personal property, but it's like you're building a lot here like with other people and it's actually like more stable than you could have realized. But you need to start seeing yourself here as being really strong. And I do feel like there's something here about this, like where maybe you do need your rest and you are gearing up, you're storing energy in order to support you in this last leg of your journey, however long it may be, whether this is your last incarnation here on earth and you're wrapping things up this cycle, or if it's the next, some of you, I think you could have, a couple more lifetimes after this. Either way, you're very much detaching here from the worldly motivators. It's not as satisfying to you. And I think some of you are experiencing this and you're thinking, well, it's because I'm depressed or it's because I'm doing something wrong. And actually it's because you're awakening, you're exalting, and you're not, it's actually true to your experience that you're not as taken in, by these kind of earthly goals and things like that. So you're actually ready to start kind of making this ascent, and they want you to kind of start waking up to this, but also, I feel like there's been experiences where you've been messaged or like Spirit has been trying to change your mind or get you to see something from a radically different point of view because you're ready for this. So they've been trying to, I definitely feel like Spirit has been trying to give you some kind of message and you've been turning away because I do think you're feeling like you've been knocked a little bit, but you are very, I can see here that you are, you've already, I think, done a lot to conquer your lower natures. Like you've already kind of started confronting this space. You're pretty much guaranteed victory. Like when you have the karmic propensity is what that means. You're very supported by the spiritual forces here at this time to go ahead and make this turn. I'm hearing you've learned what you need to learn here. It's just a matter, I feel like you need to give back, and that's something that you're maybe really feeling. And you are very, very intuitive people, and you're holding, even though like you feel kind of depleted a little bit, you're holding like the key to your new beginning here in this space. But I feel like you are breaking the mold here in some capacity. And some of you, like, you are the wealth is what I'm hearing. But for some of you, there is some kind of like wealth or fame here in your future. But it comes from connecting with this desire, true, genuine, strong desire to actually be of service to other people rather than to just build something here for yourself or for like your I hope that makes sense. So, and this is all part of your spiritual journey. And yes, it is kind of finicky with you. And yes, it is more nuanced with you, pile number 3, than with most other people, because this is the stage that you are in your journey, and you're just being encouraged. You're being encouraged to rise up and meet it. But there's so much love here and support from spirit and from your spirit guides. And they're so proud of you. It is quite an accomplishment. It is quite a feat, pile number 3, to make it here to this place. And now you're starting to, you're starting to make this turn. You're starting to make this transition. So if you're looking for that zhuzh, if you're looking for that passion, connect with that space, because you do genuinely love to be of service and to give to others. Just allow that part of you to guide, to lead the way more and more. If you have decisions to make and it's like, okay, well, I don't know about like the earthly place or the service-oriented place. I don't know which one to kind of go in. Like, allow this service-oriented energy to lead you more and more over time, Use your intuition. You're very intuitive, and you got this. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 3. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It is an honor. It is the honor of my lifetime to read for this group. Thank you so much for watching me. Bye, guys.